Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
订单你帮我送到酒店了吗？
没有啊，我不知道你写个八九什么东西，我不知道是
那你滚起来！
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. How are you guys doing? Hi, hi, hi. All right, let me admit everybody. Give me a second to admit everybody. We have a number of 121 students altogether for this particular subject. So let's wait a little bit more before I start. How are you guys? Are you guys doing good? Had your lunch already? Hoping that everybody is good and full. Give me a second, yeah. Okay. What's up? What's up? All right. You ate hot pot? Oh my God, it's fantastic. Okay, give me a second. One more minute till we start. Let me share some stuff. Can I share my screen, right? Share my PowerPoint. Okay. Can you guys see my PowerPoint? Yes, all right, coolio. Okay. And then also, in the meantime, we have 121 students all together. As of now, we have 76 of us. We are going to wait a couple of minutes more so that everybody is in, so that they get the same information. That's very, very important. Before I introduce myself, give me a second here, people. Admit all. People got waiting room. Admit all. Give me a second. Admit all. Admit. Okay, there's 81 of us right now. Yes, ZU, how can I help you? Any links? I'm gonna run through a couple of things with you about this subject. Then we will, if there's any links, I will share it on times. Okay. Okay, admit all. Okay, give me 3 minutes to admit everybody to make sure everybody's in. Okay. Okay. All right. 86 of us. Okay, so I'm gonna start right now. Welcome people to the August 2020 semester. I'm Nurhanis Muhammad Noor. I will be your guide for intercultural communication. And welcome to the subject. Thank you very much for enrolling your first semester with me. Okay, I'm going to tell you the run through of the subject, yeah, more sharaf in a bit. Okay, so don't worry about it. So I'm going to run through everything by you guys about the subject, about intercultural communication. So don't worry about it. So one by one. And with that, before I start, okay, if you have any questions, please unmute your mic and ask me questions at any time. Don't worry for interrupting me, just interrupt at any time if you have any confusion or any questions. And if you don't want to say something on the mic, you can always
我不知道。
type in the chat box and ask me questions there. So I'm gonna look back and forth if you have questions and answer your questions immediately. Okay. So with that, welcome to intercultural communication. When we talk about intercultural communication itself, it is what does it mean? Why are you enrolling with this particular subject with me? So when we talk about intercultural communication, it's about communicating with different cultures, communicating with different groups of people, and how to actually understand people better.
Yeah.
Because when we talk about communication itself, it's very, very
妹
important.
妹，你要看的是，
Okay,
你要去
sorry.
哪里？
I appreciate if you
叫
can.
一下你要去哪里呀？这里你现在是想要去哪里啊？本来我没有本来要想去你。
I appreciate if you can mute your mic when you do the lectures. Thank you very much. So sorry. Okay, if you have questions, you let me know. But you know, in throughout the time, if you have questions, you let me know. Unmute your mic, but I appreciate it if you can mute your mic during the lectures. Yeah, if you don't have questions. Okay, so to avoid disruptions and so forth. Okay, admit. Okay, so with that, what is intercultural communication? So intercultural communication is very, very important as it's important in a community to understand each other better and to understand that different people come from different groups and to have a certain, to have a certain understanding between one another is very, very important in terms of intercultural communication. So we are going to understand ourselves more and understand the community even better throughout the subject. Okay, so that is a little bit of what intercultural communication is. Okay, any questions for now? Any questions? Are we good? Any questions? Good. Okay, cool. Okay, with that, thank you for enrolling in the subject, and let me introduce myself to you. Yup. Okay, so this would be my profile. Let me full screen that. Okay, so I am Nurhanis binti Muhammad Noor. Please get my name right, my full name right. You can call me Hanis. You can call me sexy. You can call me gorgeous. And skip that. I have my PhD is in arts and social sciences, majoring in new media and politics from University of Malaya. I have my master's in mass communication from UITM, one of the universities in Malaysia. My degree was in journalism. I am a freelance reporter for 10 years. And my degree was from University Technology of Mara as well. And my diploma, I did my diploma 1.5 years in the same university, University Technology of Mara. Then I skipped to my degree. So basically, I am a full-fledged mass communication person. So I believe that you are in the right hands in learning intercultural communication. So you can call me anything you want, and make sure to get my name right for this particular subject. Yep. Okay, so let's go to my teaching experience. Everybody can see my screen. Is it clear? Everybody can see my slides?
Yes, miss, it's clear.
Okay, cool. Okay, so a little bit of my teaching experience, people. Okay, I have been teaching as a lecturer for the past 6 years. For the past 6 years of of my life. So I started with I started with Epitome College Subang Jaya. I've been teaching Sagi College Subang Jaya as well. Oh, okay, cool, Ziyu, cool, good to know. I've taught at Thai UC, and the most longest time is in Inti College Subang Jaya for the past 2 years as a freelance communication lecturer. So what do I teach? I teach from public speaking to introduction to journalism, to sociology, to what more, to public relations, to organizational communication, you name it, I've taught it before. So if you have any inquiries, or if you want to come to me for advice for different subjects in terms of communication, you're more than welcome to do so. Okay, so that's a little bit of my teaching experience for the past 6 years, and my industry experience by profession. I would say now I'm an academician, but back then, if you want to call my experience, my industry experience, I am a journalist, whereby I've worked in a couple of TV organizations in Malaysia, which is TV3. I worked in Bulletin Utama before. I've worked with NST and The Star, basically as a freelance journalist, whereby I go and find news and report them to the society. So yeah, that is about it, my experience. I'm more of a writer and a lecturer as well. So yeah, a little bit this and that. Any questions about me, people? The marking attendance. Okay, I will at the end of the class. Okay, sure. Ryan. Okay, any questions so far? No, all good. Okay. So I've been teaching intercultural communication. I've taught intercultural communication for last semester, which is during the COVID-19, March 2020. And for intercultural communication, it's a pretty it's not a subject that you have to, how would I say, really, memorize the terms and the concepts and so forth. It's more of an understanding subject. Okay, so that I must convey to you. So to learn with me, it's through understanding. So memorizing is very secondary to me. So it's important that you understand what you learn in my subject. Okay, so that is what a little bit of intercultural communication, a little bit of myself as well. So for intercultural communication, this particular semester, it's 100% coursework, whereby there is no final examination. Okay, so it's everything, it's very compact, whereby you have to do a couple of stuff for me for this particular subject in order to pass the subject really good. Okay, so I'm gonna give a little bit. Oh, thank you, Mercival. I'm gonna give a little bit of information. Okay, I'm gonna go to times right now. Okay, I'm gonna go to times right now. Give me a second. Give me a second where I share my screen with you. Okay, can you share my screen? Okay, it's okay, Misha. Can you see my screen right now, people? Okay, cool. So with that, I am going to times right now. Can you see my times page? Yeah. Okay, so when you have settled down and log into your times, okay, what you can see is the subject of intercultural communication. So yada, 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 yada. I have the introduction right here. So for this particular semester, I'm gonna explain to you that it is going to be a dual mode, whereby some weeks we will be on campus. For people who opt for face-to-face, you can come to campus and do the tutorials with me. Some weeks we are going to do online because of the social distancing and whatsoever not. It's important that we still keep the social distancing intact, and we have for every tutorial group there are 2 tutorial groups for this subject. Okay, so for there's tutorial group 1. Okay, tutorial group 1, if you enroll with me in tutorial group 1, your classes would be on Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Okay, I will repeat. If you enroll with me and you are in the class of tutorial group 1, you are your classes would be with me on Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. every Wednesday. And if you are in tutorial group 2, okay, your classes would be with me from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Thursday. Okay, so you need to get your tutorial groups right. Okay, so if you are in tutorial group 1, please come only during classes for tutorial group 1. You don't have to come to 2 classes. Okay, so the most important thing that I want to let you know is that, okay, for lectures, everybody, you come on Tuesday online from 2 to 4 p.m. every Tuesday. So that will be conducted via Zoom. Okay, so for week 1 only, there's no tutorials. It will only be lectures. Okay, I repeat, for week 1, this week, there's no tutorials. Okay, only lectures. Okay, so and to check which tutorial group that you are in. Okay, so in case you don't know how to go about with your timetable, and that has been a big issue last semester, I have I'm going to scroll down to my times right here. This is the attendance list. If you can see here, attendance list for tutorial group 1 and 2. So there's 2 files, tutorial group 1 and tutorial group 2. So please check your names, whether you are in tutorial group 1 or tutorial group 2, by clicking the file, the PDF file. Okay, so to avoid any confusion, check back at the attendance list right here that I provide for you, whether you are in tutorial group 1 or tutorial group 2. Okay, questions? People, are we good? Okay. All right. Okay, so that is okay. So I'm going to explain in a bit how are we going to do which week that we are going to be on campus for people who opt for face-to-face, and which weeks that we are going to do online. So what we're going to do is I'm going to run through by you right now. So okay, I'm gonna open my module information. Can you see my module information right now? Okay, so this is a Word document. So this is the module information for COM 60604 intercultural communication. Okay, so with that, I am going to, okay, so this would be my name. Okay, so anything you can email me at norhannes.mohdnor@taylors.edu.my for any questions. And if you have emergency questions, okay, you can WhatsApp me, okay, at 017-3701-443. I only take messages from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. After 5 p.m., I will reply the next day, okay, hoping for your understanding on that. Okay, so it's a 4 credit hour subject, and the school that offers the particular subject will be SOMAC, School of Media and Communication. Okay, so with that, the learning outcomes. What is intercultural communication? So intercultural communication is understanding cultural origins of people's value, ideology, habits, communication across cultural, racial, and ethnic lines. I'm going to skip that and go to the module learning outcome. Okay, so the module learning outcome, hopefully upon completion of the module, you can discover your cultural self-awareness, identify the challenges that arise from these differences in intercultural interactions, interpret knowledge, skills, and attitudes that increase intercultural competence, and analyze the importance of the roles of context and power in studying intercultural communication. Okay, so hopefully throughout the particular subject, you can attain and achieve this 4 module learning outcomes. Okay, and I'm going to skip, and before we go to the assessment, I'm going to skip to the syllabus, whereby I am explaining, give me a second. Okay, which weeks that we will be on campus and which week that we will do online fully. Okay, so when I talk about be on campus, okay, so for those who opt for face-to-face classes, okay, for face-to-face classes, thank you for replying your options previously on times and emailing me your preference a couple of days ago. Okay, so for this particular subject, we are going to do it dual mode, whereby there'll be some weeks we will do fully online, whereby all the tutorials will also be online, the lectures will be online, and some weeks that we will be, tutorials will be on campus. So for those who are opting fully online for this particular module, that's no problem. You just come online, and the tutorials will be live streamed to you, and you can do the tutorials and whatnot. Okay, so for those who opt for face-to-face, okay, what you do is you come to classes accordingly to the week that I tell you. Okay, according to the week that I tell you, and you can be there. Okay, so I have to check. Our classes will be at lecture hall 22 and 13. So I need to check how many of you will come face to face, and making sure that the social distancing is intact as well when we do our classes and so forth. So I'm going to take a quick survey at the end of this, at the end of the class, whether tutorial group 1, how many are you coming for face-to-face, and for tutorial group 2, how many you guys coming face-to-face. Okay, any questions so far? Are we good? Okay. Okay, so for week 1, people, week 1 will be introduction to intercultural communication. So if you can see my document right here, it states online. Okay, online. Where can we watch a live stream for us who are optioning for fully online? So every time, for every tutorials, okay, for every tutorials, for every classes, there will be a Zoom meeting link. Okay, so for those who are opting for online, you wouldn't miss anything at all. So just come to the Zoom meeting link and you will watch me whether if the particular week that is on campus, you will watch me in campus. And there's you know there's people who
你不脱鞋呢？你不换拖鞋呢？你怎么这么不讲文明呢？
is talking. Can you mute your mic? Sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I explain again. For those who opt for fully online courses, okay, for fully online for this particular subject, okay, so what you do is that you just, for every classes, might it be lectures or tutorial, there will be Zoom meeting links, so you wouldn't miss anything out. So for online lectures, it will always be online. For tutorials, some weeks they'll be on campus. So if I'm on campus, you can live stream and watch me on campus, and your classmates who opt for face-to-face will also be there. So you can actually watch them live on campus. So it doesn't matter. So you can still access the module online. Every week there will be a link of Zoom meeting. Don't worry. Okay, so with that, week 1 would be online, okay? For now, we are going to use Zoom for this couple of weeks. If we are using Teams, I'm gonna let you know as early as possible if we are going to use our lectures for a different platform, okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, so we go for week 2. Okay, week 2 we will be on campus. So for people who opt for face-to-face classes, please make sure that for week 2 you come on campus. So we are going to study history of the study of intercultural communication. That will be on campus. It's important that on week 2 we are on campus because I want to explain as clearly as possible the assessment briefs much more further if you don't understand. Okay, so week 2 is very important. Week 3 would be culture and communication 1. It will be conducted fully online. Tutorials will be online as well, so you don't have to come to campus. Week 4 will be online. You don't have to come to campus. Tutorials will be conducted through Zoom meeting. Week 5 as well, it will be online. Week 6 will be online. Week 7 will be on campus. Week 8 will be online. Week 9, understanding intercultural transition, will be on campus. Week 10 will be on campus. Week 11 will be online. Week 12, we will be on campus. Week 13 will be online, and week 14, the last week, we will be on campus for revision of chapters and things like that. Okay, so don't worry in case if you forget which weeks that we will go online, or you don't have which weeks you need to be on campus. I will let you know and send you a gentle reminder every week. Okay. Yes, this PDF will be available on times when the class is over. Okay, Mercivo? Okay, any questions before we go on? Any questions, people? So for this week, no tutorials, it's only lectures. We will proceed with tutorials from week 2 onwards. Okay, cool. Okay, ground rules for week 1. Never mind. It's okay that everybody is switching off their cameras. So week 2 onwards, it's a must that when you attend my classes via Zoom meeting, that everybody needs to open their webcam. Okay, so to ensure that you are there. Okay, so that's very, very important for me. So more or less, okay, I'm gonna save it and give this particular module information and upload it on time. So don't worry about it. Okay, any questions in regards to the topics? Any questions, people? Okay, I'm gonna close this. Any questions before we head on to the assessment brief? Okay, no questions. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and go back to my, yes, Omar, I'm gonna get back to you, the resources to help you through. Okay, quickly, I'm gonna help you through. Okay, so any resources, e-resources for this particular subject, intercultural communication. There's e-textbook for this subject. It's the same book. It's just that for every year, it's a new edition. So you can download this particular textbook and it will be suffice for this particular subject. Okay, it's on Times. Everybody can download it here. Okay, so this, just click it here. Okay, so coming back to my explanation on the subject. Okay, so if you can see my PowerPoint slides right here, the attendance and other expectations. Class attendance is compulsory. Okay, 4 times absent first warning, 6 times absent second warning, and maybe barred from submitting assignments and so forth. So it's important because it's a 100% coursework subject. It's important that you come and make sure that you know, you make a point that, you know, you make a point that you do your work and say, hey, Hannes, I'm right here. See me, see my work. So that's very, very important for me to actually notice. Okay, so for this particular subject, okay, there will be final piece. Okay, so final piece is an assignment in it's an assignment that you must submit, and if you don't submit this, you will automatically fail the entire module without an opportunity to receipt. Okay, and with that, okay, important information, you must have access to Times at all times. So in case you don't have access to Times, you let me know and I'll direct you to the person who is in charge with Times. And as I mentioned before, all lectures will be conducted online. So if you opt for face-to-face classes, even so, face-to-face will only be for tutorials. Okay, so all lectures will be conducted online. So tutorial classes will be a combination of dual mode, which is in campus and online. So I'm going to send you a gentle reminder which week that we're going to do full online, which week that you have to come back to campus, because it's according to the importance of the topic itself. Okay, sometimes when we talk about intercultural communication, it's more theoretical, it's more of an understanding. So to be, you know, to be there and in campus requires great tutorial sessions. So only some topics requires that. Okay. I've sent a request to TF for a change of timetable, and I don't see if my timetable change. Tutorial group will also change. Zuje, is it Zuje? Zuje, have to check back with you. In case it changed, you just let me know, okay? Okay, thank you, Zuje. Okay, so and with that, tutorial sessions, and then every time you come to my classes, there will always be work. Yeah, there will always be work for you to do. Might it be a video log, might it be a discussion, might it be an essay or an opinion, opinion piece or things like that. So that is what we are going to do for intercultural communication. Okay, so basically when we talk about online lectures, it only should be 1 hour, but please bear with me that I'm going to take a little extra of your time today and explain to the works of the subject, okay? And let's go to the assessment brief of the particular subject. Okay, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? All right, cool. Okay, so I am looking at my Word document. If you guys can see my Word document. Okay, so the first, don't worry about the assessment task for group 30% and things like that. This is just a category of assessment. Okay, so I'm just listing it down according to the importance of how soon you need to complete the assessment. So don't worry about it. So I'm going to explain it one by one. Okay, so the first one would be in-class activities, okay, which is individual or group. So when we talk about in-class activities, for every week, we have tutorial sessions. We will have, might it be group discussion, presentation, opinion sharing, or essay, or anything. Okay, so every in-class activities, the full marks for every in-class activities would be 30 marks. Okay, we have 14 weeks. Okay, so for every time you do my work, that'll be 30 marks maximum. So it is according to how you answer and how you perform in your activities will make sure that how many marks that you can get for that particular activity. So this will be the rubrics of the marks, okay? Outstanding 25 to 30 marks, mastering 18 to 24, developing 13 to 17 marks, and beginning blah, 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 blah. Okay, so for every week, there will always be marks, because so in case you missed out any work, that is really, it's so much marks that you have lost. So make sure that if you could not come, you let me know 3 to 4 days earlier. Okay, so that is very, very crucial, so that I can give you an extra work if you have a valid reason if you could not come to class. Okay, so that would be 15%. So every week, 30 marks, okay? In total, I will plus, minus, and times 15%, and it's an ongoing assessment. Okay, thank you, Cindy. Okay, any questions so far for in-class activities? Any questions? Okay, moving on to cultural self-report, which is 10%. Okay, cultural self-report, which is 10%. This would be your first assessment, whereby it asks to examine your own cultural identity. Okay, to describe and how you define yourself as a cultural being. What is your racial, ethnic, national origins, your gender, how does your class define you, and then how does your personal cultural profile affect the relationship to your home country culture, and then how does your personal cultural profile communicate with friends and family. Okay, so this will be your first assignment, which is cultural self-report, to define who you are. So how do you do this particular report is to answer the questions that I listed for you. Okay, so that will be a guideline for you to complete this particular report itself. So that would be 10%. You need to answer, you need to write it in an APA format style. Okay, so I'm just going to go through briefly about this assignment and explain it more next week. So just to give you an idea that you have to do this. Okay, so just plan out right now for today, have a brief idea of how you want to do it. Okay, and this paper should be between 3 to 5 type pages. Okay, and with that, this is the rubric for the paper. And with your cultural self-report paper, you have to include as well a video presentation. Okay, a video presentation, a video log summarizing yourself. Okay, that you have answered the report, whatever you have answered and written in the report, you summarize it in a video log. What program we should use to write essays and submit them? You can use a Word document. Yeah, Valentina. Okay, a specific format that I would like. It can be it's like an essay. It's like a self-reflection essay. So you can do that. It's a free flow report. Okay, so video log presentation, the summary of your report in a video log style, it should be at least a minimum of 3 minutes. Okay, any questions? This is due on week 5. Okay, week 5. Any questions? So what you do is for your report, okay, for your report, your culture self-report, that will be, I will upload this, don't worry, I will upload this all on times, okay? So this, you answer all these questions, then after that, you summarize yourself in a video log, as simple as that, and you can, and you need to submit it through times on week 5. Yes, you have to submit both video and report for cultural self-report. Yes, that would be 15% right there. Okay? Any questions? Any video format, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to explain more. I'm just going to go through briefly because we have a lecture to do as well. Okay. Okay. I repeat again, for the self-culture report. Any questions? No. For the self-culture report, it's an individual assignment where you do it on your own and tell me about yourself, okay? Answering these questions. Take time to read it at the end of the class, okay? And then, and with that, you need to do a video log presentation, a summary of yourself in terms of, in recording yourself a video and submit it on week 5. Yeah, it's like a self-introduction. Yep. Okay, so continuing on, breakdown of assessment task 2. The next thing that you need to focus on is let's focus on quizzes. For this particular subject, okay, we have quiz 1. We have two quizzes, which is quiz 1 will be on week 6, 10%, and quiz 2 would be on week 12, 10%. So quiz 1 will cover from chapter 1 to chapter 5. Quiz 2 will cover the rest of the chapters. Okay, so that will be 20%. Okay, and this will be the rubrics And let's go to this particular final piece assignment. Okay, final piece assignment, it would be the dual assignment. So when we talk about final piece, I will group yourself. I will group you. I will group you guys in groups of 2, whereby you have to select a culture that you wish to research, and then and it should be a minimum of 20 sources to support your ideas and argument. You have to research any culture. For example, K-pop, Korean culture. You wanna research on a Malaysian culture, a Malay culture, any culture that you want to research on, you can do that. And answering the following questions right here. So we have compulsory questions that you need to answer, okay, which is question 6 and 7. What are some value differences between this culture and your own? Elaborate one cultural difference, and what factors in your experience that have led to the development of positive feelings about your own cultural heritage and background. So it's important that in this particular assignment, final piece, it's a dual assignment whereby if you have difficulties in choosing your teammates, I will assign one to you, and you may choose one particular culture to embark on and research about that particular culture. So that will be 30%. Okay? Questions? Okay, you need to choose, it's very important to choose the same partner from the same tutorial group. Okay. Can we research about our own country's culture? You could not research about your own country's culture. It must be a culture that is different from the both of you. Okay. So for the final piece, to if everybody is okay with this, I'm going to assign you with a partner. Is that fine? It's much more easier, right? Yeah. Okay. Coolio. Okay, so I will do that for you. So don't worry. Okay, so that is 30% right there. Okay, if you want to find your partner by yourselves, that's fine as well. But you let me know in case if you could not find, just let me know. Okay. Okay, so that is for 30%. This would be due final piece, if I'm not mistaken, week 8. Okay, week 8. Okay. And with that, we go to the last assignment, which is film review. So this will be a group assignment where you where you are required to work in groups of 4 to choose a particular film that is in relations towards intercultural communication, and you have to choose that and answer the question A, B, C, D below. Okay, so that would be 20%. So if you add on 20%, this is 20. Okay, this is 20, and now we have 30. This is 50. Okay, quizzes will be 70. And this assessment for is 30, that is 100% in total. So there's no final examination for this particular subject. So what you need to do is to help me to help you, you know, so you do good and I make your life much more easier. Okay, so as simple as that, people. So I'm gonna upload this stuff. Okay, I'm gonna upload all this stuff on times at the end of the class. Okay, questions before we move on? Okay, we're good. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna close this. and go back to our lecture for today, which is chapter 1, why study intercultural communication. Okay, everybody ready for our lecture for today? All right, coolio. Okay, so just for your information, why study intercultural communication, this particular chapter you can find in the ebook on Times. And if you have any questions, let me know. You can WhatsApp me, but make sure it's from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. After 5 p.m., I won't entertain you. Okay, so make sure that you message me during that time, and if I don't reply, you message me and you know, keep texting me. It doesn't matter. Okay, so because that's my job to answer your questions. Okay, so with that, let's go to our lecture for today, which is why study intercultural communication. Okay, so when we talk about why should we study intercultural communication? There are 6 reasons, people, why should we study intercultural communication, which we'll go through together. Okay, for the first one, okay, why should we study intercultural communication is because self-awareness imperative. Okay, it is because when we study intercultural communication and we indulge ourselves in different cultures, all right, we have tremendous knowledge about other people, because sometimes in life we take things, you know, we take things too granted, because sometimes we take people very lightly. We don't understand people, why do they act or why do they behave in a certain way different than us, you know. So that's why we should study intercultural communication. So it's to learn about other people and to learn about our cultural background as well. Okay, and the first reason is because of self-awareness imperative. So when we talk about imperative, what is imperative? It's just a very sophisticated term for reasoning. So the first reason would be for self-awareness. Okay, so why should we study intercultural communication? Is to the awareness about our own cultural identity and background. Sometimes we know that we are according to our own culture group. So for example, I know I'm from a Malay culture group, right? So, but sometimes, you know, you take it for granted, whereby, oh, I'm a Malay, I know everything about Malay. But there's so many things that you can actually Google and research about Malay culture and about your own culture as well. So this particular subject allows you to do so. Okay, and sometimes intercultural encounters makes us aware of our own ethnocentrism. Okay, so sometimes when you encounter with different people from different cultures, it's very normal to have ethnocentrism, whereby a tendency to think that our own culture is superior to other cultures. Okay, so it's very normal that sometimes we feel that way, because sometimes we come from different countries, and sometimes there are immigrants in our countries that makes us feel like that, because we are on a beneficial end. So ethnocentrism throughout learning intercultural communication, it is normal to feel that way. Okay, don't, you know, don't let people tell you, oh, very ethnocentric, so and it's wrong. No, it's normal to feel that way. Okay, and we go on to the next one. Why should we study intercultural communication? Is because of the demographic imperative, or the demographic reason. Okay, so to understand that in a community, there's so many people. It's not only us, it's not only our family in the community. We have different ethnicity, different race, different religion, different nationality as well. So that's why it's important that we actually, you know, come to a common ground to meet everybody's understanding. So it's important that we know the people around us. So sometimes there are immigration occurring in our country as well, in your country, in my country as well. So there are some people from different countries who will reside in a particular country. So for example, in Malaysia, there'll be Chinese, for people from China, people from Indonesia. So it's very, very diverse. Yeah. So, and with that, it gives us diversity. So when we talk about people from different parts of the world coming to your own country, it's an opportunity to be diverse, to have and to know people from all parts of the world. Yeah. And when we talk about immigrants, are people who come to a new country, region, a region or environment to settle more or less permanently. So when we talk about immigrants, it depends on why do they immigrate to a particular country. You need to find the reason behind that. So there's so many people from all the parts of the world migrate and come back and forth to a particular country to find opportunities to live and to learn and things like that. Okay, any questions so far, people? Are we clear? Questions? Okay, cool. So we go to the third one is we go to a subtopic, relationship with new immigrants. So sometimes in a particular country, especially in the United States, right? It's more with Donald Trump and the administration and so forth. Immigrants are not that their positions are not that comfortable anymore because of the tension and conflict going on throughout the time. So let's talk about a little bit on Anglocentrism. So Anglocentrism will be using Anglo or white cultural standards as the criteria for interpretations, okay, for the interpretations and judgments of behavior and attitude. So sometimes when you talk about the US history, it's more of talking about the whites. How do whites benefit in the United States? So because the whites are the majority of the beneficiary nationalities in the United States. So sometimes using Anglocentrism to, why do you get certain things? Because I'm white. So that's Anglocentrism. Okay. And when we talk about a little bit on in the United States, okay, there's so many people who migrate to the United States for the American dream. Anybody knows what is the American dream? Anybody knows what is an American dream? What is an American dream, people? Anybody? Any? You dream in America? That's a good one. Yes, American dream, becoming anything that you want, becoming anything that you wish for. You can get wealth, you can do whatever you want in America. That's the American dream, equal opportunity and things like that. So that's the expectation. Yeah, it's an expectation of life in America whereby you can do anything you want with freedom. Yeah, so with that, that's why so many people have that particular perception of America. If they have difficulties in their countries, they will migrate to America to make sure that to find opportunities that they could not find in their home country. Yeah, especially in terms of freedom. So that particular, American dream is being disbursed in films and TVs and things like that. Yeah. So yes, that's right. Second Amendment, capitalism, America. Okay, with that, so many cultures in America whereby it was some cultures in America. When you migrate to America, you will have an experience melting pot. A metaphor that assumes that immigrants and cultural minority will be assimilated to the majority culture. So if you have watched a couple of Hollywood movies, or if you have watched or encountered people in America, in the United States, they will say, I have lived, even though I'm an Indian, I'm an Indian American. I have lived here since I was 1, so I am an Indian American. I'm not an Indian. So sometimes you have that culture saying like that, and that's pretty normal, because if your parents have migrated to a certain country and you have been there for quite some time, for the rest of your life, you will understand, you will make sure that you recognize that culture as your own. So that would be a brief idea of what melting pot is. Okay, moving on to the next one is, okay, some of the conflict is related to different language, values, and lifestyle. Some African American, especially in the United States, there's so many differences, there's so many variation, there's so many diversity, which is so beautiful, yeah. Whereby some people, some different cultures could not understand with one another how do they actually achieve their particular success. Okay, so we have some African American resent the economic success of recent Korean immigrants, a reaction that reflects a typical historical patterns. The conflict may also be due to the pattern of settlement that result in cultural enclaves. Okay, so sometimes when we talk about in America, right, they always wonder why the Korean culture and the Korean economy is booming and everybody is leaning towards Korea. So the African Americans, according to the textbook, find every reason to question that. Yeah, and let's move on to the next one. Any questions so far, people? Which one? Okay, and with that, a little bit about on the demographic side. We go a little bit on immigration and economic classes. Okay, so sometimes in life and in society, we differentiate ourselves through our economic class. So there's elites, there's upper class, there's working class, there's lower working class, and things like that. Okay, so and how do we actually differentiate this is through TVs and films to make and associate ourselves accordingly to characters in TV programs, for instance. So sometimes when you see people from different economic classes, you have different perception towards them, and that's normal as well. Okay. And religious diversity, when we talk about demographic, different people have different religion. Okay, so there's so many different religions around the world, and we try to meet in the center to actually understand each other. Sorry, Ziyu, which middle end? Sorry. Sorry, Ziyu. Midlands. Midlands would be from the in the United States. In the United States itself, there is Midlands. A little bit of a list of states that I can list for you. But for now, Midlands, it's okay. Just discard that for a moment. Okay. Yeah, middle-lands are more like middle classes. Yeah, middle class people. Okay, any questions so far, people, before we move on to the economic imperative? Any questions? Okay. Okay, moving on. Okay, so the next reason why we learn intercultural communication is because the economic imperative is how many people work, the economy, how many working people seeing their jobs outsourced to cheap labor and threatened. So economic is very, very important in terms of seeing the development of the society itself. So for example, during the COVID-19, right, so many people are losing their jobs. So many people are, for instance, I have a restaurant by my own with my husband, but we have to close down because of the economy was not great. So because of the globalization, especially in terms of COVID-19, right? COVID-19, it affects the entire world. Because of the COVID-19, everything, you know, is closing down and things like that. So the economy is very, very important for you to understand why people are in your country, why people are not in your country, why there are cheap labors, why we source labors from, for example, from different countries and things like that. So it's more of a globalization thing. Okay, and moving on. Okay, moving on to the the next slide, which is, give me a second, I can't actually see. Okay, why do so many business people have difficulty succeeding in Chinese and other Asian markets? The reasons involve both differences in business practices and cultural differences between East and the West. So when we talk about business and economy, China is the main market because there are so many billions of people right there. So when you have hit China, it means that you have, as a businessman, for example, you have succeeded. Okay, so what did this both two scholars had said, Ambler and Witzel, saying that in many Eastern countries are relationship oriented. The business cannot succeed without respect and harmony. So in China, three concepts are crucial. People from China can actually verify this for us, okay? Qingmian, human feelings, which involves respect for the feeling of others. He, harmony. And then Guanxi, relationship or connection, which underscores the importance of relationship in Chinese business. So according to Ambler and Witzel, 2000, people in China, from China, highly emphasize these three concepts. Any students of mine from China, is it true that people from China and dealing with business emphasize on these three concepts? Yeah, okay, great. Okay, great to know. So this is true, okay? So Qingmian, He, and Guanxi is very, very important. And I believe that it's important to have these three, even though you're not in China, you know, not from China. For other cultures, you can use this as well, okay? And the next one is globalization presents many new issues, okay? Increasingly, multinational corporations multinational corporations are moving operations to new locations, often overseas because of low labor costs. And then what is multinational corporation? Companies, big companies that have two or more in operations in two or more countries. Yeah, and many US owned companies have have maquiladoras, where it is where they produce goods bound mainly for US markets. So when we talk about US, they always retrieve cheap labor from the Mexican border and have the Mexicans do their massive production for them. Okay, and that is being called as maquiladoras. Okay. Questions, people, so far? Questions, are we good? All right, okay, so the next reason that we need to learn intercultural communication is through technological imperative, is because why do we need to learn intercultural communication is because of the explosion of technology and the smartphones and whatsoever. For people are communicating through through technology, and to understand people better, how on earth would we watch I don't know, Narcos, for example, right? It's through technology, it's through Netflix, that is that kind of, it's how do we actually know other people's culture? For example, Pablo Escobar from Netflix, it's through technology that we know. Yeah. And we come to a term of global village. Okay, global village by Marshall McLuhan, that communication technology unites people in remote parts of the world. So it's very, very important that you have internet connection nowadays. How on earth would you know K-pop or BTS or any TV shows that you're watching? It's through technology, and implications. And the implications for intercultural communication is that because of technology, you know about other people's and culture. You increase contact with people who are different than you. Okay, you increase contact with people who are similar to you, that provide communities of support. So for example, through Facebook, there's so many things, if you like certain things in Facebook, but Facebook is for old people like me. You can have, if you like, this particular Facebook page, you follow this particular Facebook page, so that's communities of support. And then implication for, and through technology, right, your identity, culture, and technology, more, because back then, right, when I studied, I have to actually browse through library books. Can you imagine that? There's no Wikipedia, there's no internet. You have to go through library, and then you have to flip through, what is Malay culture, what is K-pop, that's so hassling. But with technology now, even babies can watch, their own programs, so as simple as that. Yeah, library has its charm, but back then when you have technology, everything changes. Yeah, everything changes with technology. And different access to communication technology. What are we? Can you guys live without Wi-Fi? Can you tell me that? Can you guys live without Wi-Fi? Can you live without looking at your phone for 2 seconds? Yeah. Can you live without your phone, without looking at your WhatsApp, wondering when your girlfriend or boyfriend want to reply to you? So things like that. Can you imagine back then our parents used letters to reply to one another, and waited 1 whole week to say, how are you? I'm fine, So as simple as that. So technology nowadays, you need to use technology to a very good extent that you use it for a good purpose. Yeah. So I myself, I have a kid. She's 10 months old. Whereby back then I can't imagine. My parents have 4. I have 4 siblings, so I can't imagine raising my kid without a smartphone. Can you imagine that? Because before I had a kid, when I see people, all these parents giving like smartphones, give smartphone, I'll have like this grin towards his parents, like, you don't know, you give your phone to your baby. You're such a very irresponsible parent. But having a kid on my own, how difficult that is, because when you have like telephone, it's an escapism. If you want to eat, you have to switch on your baby's program so that you can eat. So with that, technology changes parents as well. It changes the community, how we communicate and how we raise our children and so forth. Back then, can you imagine, our parents don't have anything, don't have any gadgets, and you'll be crying and then wanting toys, and they'll be like, it's okay, I won't listen to my kids. So things like that. So nowadays, if anybody cries, if any baby cries, you give your phone. Technology, community, people change. And with that, increase in information, and then through communication technologies like the internet, people have increased amount of information, what is happening in their own and other countries. It's very, very important to have access to social networking sites, to Twitter, to TikTok, to keep up trends, and there's an example in the textbook right here. For example, people in Pakistan and Afghanistan learn more about military actions in the country by accessing CNN.com and in the ways the internet has democratized information, in that more people control and disseminate information than ever before. So I'm going to talk about how the internet has democratized information in the next class. I'm going to talk about what I did for my research, how it realized in Malaysia and so forth. But yeah, would you say internet has given you guys freedom to do anything that you want? What are your thoughts, people? Yeah, it gives you freedom, right? You can watch. Can you imagine back then, during my time, to actually watch your favorite YouTube, your favorite video, your music video, have to watch MTV, which is a channel in Malaysia, MTV Asia, and you have to wait like the whole day until your favorite music video appears. But now you have like YouTube, and then you can actually choose what you can watch, and that's fantastic. And we as community, we keep on complaining we don't have anything to watch, like scrolling down the TV, too much channel, so boring. So things like that. Yeah. So yeah, we have to be much more grateful in terms of what we have around us. I would say that. Yeah. And increase contact with people who differ. Okay, communication technology brings in contact with people from different cultural backgrounds and so forth. Increase contact with people who are similar as well, who you can talk in different chat groups. And back then, where I still remember during my age, I don't know whether you guys, I don't think you guys have experienced this, but internet came about in Malaysia in 1999, whereby the first time to actually log into the internet, right, you have to connect to a modem. So a modem will sound, to connect to the internet, the modem will be like, it will sound like that it will connect. You have to have a phone line that connects to your modem, right? You have to have a phone in your house. How many houses now have actually telephones? I don't know. So back then you have to have a regular house phone. It connects to a modem. It will sound like and it will connect to a big desktop. And the browser that you need to go through is Internet Explorer. Oh my God, can you imagine? Internet Explorer, and you have to wait like 5 to 10 minutes to load a single web page. Oh my God, you guys can't imagine the hassle that I've went through. So we were so excited back then. I was such a kid, so I was so excited that, oh, it's internet, and the most in thing back then was a Windows Messenger, you know. So so things like that, you know. People evolve, technology evolve, right? Yeah, slowest browser to ever exist. Yeah, so that is how we evolve, the community, and how communication evolves, right? And with that, it gives us it gives us through our identity and culture and technology. I would say, would you guys say that through technology it gives us a different identity? Would you say that, people? Through technology it gives us a different identity? I would say that, I will personally say that, yeah, Yahoo search. Yeah, that's right, Andrea. Yahoo search. Because sometimes, for example, in Instagram, right, you have a different identity than who you really are. Would you say that? Yeah, you have all the nice pictures in Instagram. You have all the nice angles in Instagram. But try taking the most worst angle and upload it in Instagram, you know. So yeah, you know, so we have different identities with technology right now. So sometimes, yeah, that's intercultural communication. We see that in different cultures as well, practicing the same thing. Yeah, and we go to, I think it's the second last one is, why should we study intercultural communication? Is through the peace imperative, whereby sometimes in intercultural communication, we question ourselves. Yeah, well, can individuals of different genders, ages, ethnicities, races, languages, social economic status coexist in the planet? Can we actually live together? So sometimes, you know, sometimes when you see war country zones who, you know, or who have difficulties in achieving peace and things like that, we wonder and we empathize, you know, that kind of conditions. So it's a very good thing that what we have around us, we be grateful of where we are, what we can achieve, and what we have around us. Yeah, so we need to empathize for different cultures as well. And last but not least is through the why should we learn intercultural communication? Is through the ethical reason. Living in an intercultural world presents ethical challenges as well. Ethics may be principle of conducts that help govern the behavior of individual and groups. Okay, different people have different response in anything. Okay, so for example, right here, how many of us are here? There's 99 of us right here. And for example, if I say to you, I'm beautiful, to each and every one, I'm really beautiful, I'm very confident. So things like that. If I say that to you, you have different interpretation. We have 99 people here, that we have 99 different interpretations of what I'm saying just now. So it's whether it is being sound as good or not, it is up to you. So in living in a community, right, we have to, you know, balance out what is good and what is wrong, and we have to actually observe people. Okay, never judge, because if you judge, you'll be you know, if you judge, try not to judge people, try to reason out why they act accordingly. So throughout this particular subject, okay, people, throughout this particular subject, you will learn more, okay, how these things work accordingly. Okay, any questions? Then that's the end of our lecture for today. Whoa. Okay, questions before we wrap things up. Any questions, people? Good. Good. Okay, good. All right. No questions. All good. Okay, I'm gonna take the attendance in a little bit, but the slides will be uploaded on times. Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. I'm gonna upload it once the class ends. Any questions on the lecture itself? The recording will also be on times. Any questions, people? Attendance, I'm going to take it right now. Give me a second. Any questions before anything? Okay. All good. Okay. Do we have to learn definitions and stuff? Yes. More or less, yeah. Definitions and stuff, whatever is in the slides, it's enough for you to take notes and things like that. Alania. I would like, okay. Our quizzes, multiple choices. Quizzes would be a combination of short answer questions and case studies. Okay, any questions, people? Do we have assignment for the next class? We have assignment. This class, no assignment. Okay, give me a second while when we need to ZU next week. Identify the group member next week. Okay, so I want to remind you guys that start doing your self-cultural report. Start having ideas how you are going to do about it. Okay, so that's very, very important for self-culture report and the video log. Okay, yeah, that's for week 5, but start working on it right now. That'll be great. Okay, how we make option about the tutorial section online or face-to-face? It's up to you, Ying Tian. If you want to come, I explained just now that for week 2, it will be on campus for tutorial session. Okay, so I will remind you guys, okay, whether this week will be full online or this week, if you guys opt for face-to-face, you can come to campus and things like that. Okay, for the self-culture report, it will be maximum 5 pages with Times New Roman 12 spacing 1.5 APA format. But I will go through with you guys again on the assessment brief next week. Okay? Is that good? But for now, focus on to do the self-cultural report. Okay. Okay, can let me take the attendance first before you guys leave. Give me a second. We have Abigail. Please use the mobile app for attendance. Yes. Can you guys do that? Yes. Okay, please do the mobile app for attendance. Okay, cool. Okay, so with that, people, give me a second, yeah. Okay, 100. We can if you enable it. Okay, I will enable it soon. Okay. Give me a second. Okay, so with that, people, that would be, give me a second. I would like to I would like to know more about you guys during tutorial groups, definitely. So it's much more doable to know each other during tutorial groups, and we will have introductions next week, most probably. Might it be you guys are online or on campus, we will have introductions next week. So I'm looking forward to that. And with face masks and all. So hoping to see you guys next week. So I'm gonna upload all this on times. I'm gonna enable this attendance on mobile app very, very soon. Okay, so if you have any questions, please WhatsApp me at 01737014443. Anything, you can email me as well. And yeah, that's about it for today, people. Are we good? If you guys are good, okay, don't forget to take the attendance later on. I will let you know. I'll try to make a WhatsApp group that's much more easier for me to contact everybody. Okay, so I'll try to do that and update you guys through Times message. Okay, you need to send the code so we can mark our attendance. Okay, Omar, I will do it as soon as possible. Okay. Please have you guys take my WhatsApp number. No. Okay, this is, wait, give me a second. This is my WhatsApp number. Okay. So please, I'm looking forward to meet everybody next week. Might it be online or might it be face-to-face. Also code before 4 p.m. Okay, Andrea. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, with that, I will send everything before 4 p.m. And thank you very much for tuning in to Intercultural Communication Week 1, people. It's a wrap for today. You may leave the meeting room now. Thank you, people. Okay, the class ended already. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see you guys next week.